You may think that you have full control over your mind, but you don't. If you had full control over your mind, you wouldn't spend a single second focusing on negative thoughts, you wouldn't let fear control your actions at all, and you wouldn't spend a single second procrastinating. You would learn how to take your mind off the things that you do not desire and place them on to the things that you do desire. Yo, I'm sure by now you guys have heard a million times that the only thing you can have complete control over and the most powerful thing you have is your mind. And so the more control you have over it, the more successful you can become. When you listen to all these high-level athletes and businessmen talk, the thing they attribute their success to the most is their ability to have complete control over their mind, thoughts, and actions. And yet, so many of us understand this and have heard this thousands of times, yet we continue to focus on everything else except for acquiring the ability to have complete control over our mind. I think that in today's world, with distractions so easily and cheaply accessible, more and more people are losing control of their mind, and it's actually becoming increasingly difficult to take back that control. I want you to stop and think for a second your reality and what it would look like if you had complete control over your thoughts and actions. You may think that you have full control over your mind, but you don't. If you had full control over your mind, you wouldn't spend a single second focusing on negative thoughts. You wouldn't let fear control your actions at all. And you wouldn't spend a single second procrastinating. You would learn how to take your mind off the things that you do not desire and place them on to the things that you do desire. After doing a significant amount of research, I've found a few ways and actionable steps that we can begin to take back control over our minds. And the first thing is, shout out to Napoleon Hill for this one, you need a definite goal and a definite plan. There is no way to ever have control over your mind if you're just going through life aimlessly. Of course, you're going to be pushed around by all the distractions. And the key is, the goal has to be something that you actually want. This has to be your goal. I think the problem with most of us are that growing up, we've been seemingly pushed into career paths or forced to study subjects that we genuinely have no interest in. So of course, we've just been so used to going through the motions with no passion. You don't want to be doing this for the rest of your life. So literally sit down, get out a paper and a pencil, and figure out what it is you want out of your life. Figure out what goals you want to achieve. Do this now. It's your life. Nothing else is more important. Your TV show can wait. Now that you have a real goal, you have a sense of direction in your life. So now it's important to make sure that you don't be influenced by anything or anyone. You have to think independently and make sure that you're always moving towards that goal. Everything you do should be with that goal in mind, and make sure you go towards it. If this means that people come in your way or obstacles come in your way, you're gonna have to go around them, above them, underneath them, or through them. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are progressing towards your goal at all times. Now, having a goal and a plan is just the first step. On the way to your goal, many different emotions are gonna arise. And it's up to you to be able to control your emotions and control the way you react to them so that you can stay on course towards your goal. One of the biggest emotions that people face that lead them away from their goal is fear. So in this video, I'm going to be using fear as the example, but you can use this strategy for dealing with any emotion. For this section, I studied Kobe. There's a clip where he says that if he feels fear, the first thing he does is accept it. He accepts that he's feeling fearful, and then he proceeds to unpack the fear by asking himself why he feels fear. And at the end of the unpacking, he usually comes to the conclusion that the reason he feels fearful is just simply his imagination running its course. See, taking this approach is much better than what most people try to do, which is simply just deny the fact that they're feeling fearful or just try to tell themselves that they shouldn't feel fear. When you tell yourself you shouldn't be feeling an emotion that you're feeling, all it does is continue to grow because you never really unpack the emotion and get to the bottom of why you're feeling it. So what you can do to become more in control of your emotions is first start to recognize them when they arise. Once you recognize yourself feeling an emotion such as fear, the first thing you could do is just pause for a second, accept the emotion, and then you could follow this pattern of questioning. It goes like, why am I thinking this? How did I get here? Why is this important to me? And where is this leading me? Going through this set of questions will allow you to unpack the emotion and get to the bottom of it. And once you got into the bottom of it, you'll feel much more relaxed and calm and in control of that emotion because you'll understand what's causing it. And most of the time, nothing is causing it. It's just your imagination. So then you'll be in complete control and be able to proceed with your plan. The next thing is you want to be only thinking positive thoughts. So anytime you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, catch yourself and turn them off as fast as possible and switch them back to positive. Just get into the habit of doing this. Thinking positive thoughts can only help you. Thinking negative thoughts can only hurt you. The example I'll give is, think about if you're playing sports. Who performs better? The person that has full confidence and believes he's going to perform well, or the person that thinks negative thoughts and believes they suck? 10 times out of 10, the person thinking positive thoughts performs better. Negative thoughts and mindsets only lead to things like stress and hesitation, things that don't help you go towards your goal at all. So even if it's slightly delusional, only think positive thoughts. It can only help you. It can't hurt you. I'm not saying don't take negative circumstances into account to be prepared for them, but don't believe that they're going to occur. Only think positive things are going to happen. Expect to win, expect to achieve your goals, and accept only positive results. Don't accept anything less. Another thing that Napoleon Hill was saying is that nature permanently fixates everything. What this means is that if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, nature is going to make it so that you're just in a constant negative loop. You're just always thinking negative thoughts, negative things continue to happen to you, and it's going to fixate that way. But the same applies to positive thoughts. So if you're always thinking positively and positive things just continue to happen to you, it's going to fixate itself like that, so it just continues in a positive spiral. The last thing I will be talking about in this video is taking 100% accountability for every single thing that happens to you in your life. This is the best way to live. It's your life. You're in control. It's your responsibility. Don't look to anyone else and don't blame anyone else. It's your fault. It's your fault if you win, and it's your fault if you lose. This doesn't mean to sabotage yourself and take the blame too far if something negative happens, but accept that any circumstance that you're in is on you to get out of it. It's your fault. Your life is the way it is because of you and no one else. Accepting this as the reality gives you 100% control to take your life to where it wants to go. Following these steps will allow you to go on the right direction and taking back control of your mind and your life. If this video helped you, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I'll see you guys tomorrow.